Welcome everybody. Here we are at Scaling New Heights, and I'm here with Jeff Seibert from Digits. And I want to mention our sponsor, Right Tool. We say the only wrong tool is to not use Right Tool. It sits on top of QuickBooks. It makes all those frustration things of QuickBooks go away. But so thank you, Right Tool, for sponsoring this podcast. But today, here we are at Scaling New Heights with Digits. Jeff Seibert from Digits. You started Digits. You're a big shot with Twitter.
Previously.
Or X.
Now X. I call it Twitter.
I still call it Twitter. Doesn't everybody call it Twitter?
It's still Twitter.
Yeah, it's still Twitter. Because they call them tweets. What do they call them?
Now they're just posts. It's like so generic. It's too boring. Yeah.
So this morning, Digits, tell them what Digits is so everybody knows.
So Digits is an AI native modern ledger. So we compete head to head with QuickBooks and Xero, and our goal is to eliminate all the tedium of the month-end close. I believe the goal of your ledger should be to help you complete the close, not just sit there and store your data. And so Digits actively uses our in-house AI models to automate all the tedious bookkeeping, reconciliations, accrual schedules, quality review, all the steps that take way too much time.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you some tough questions, I think. QuickBooks says they have AI.
Yes.
I'm sure Xero says they have AI.
Yes.
And you say you have AI.
Yes.
Why is your AI different than their AI?
Two key differences. Okay. So if you look at all of the other ledgers, they are all basically relational databases. This is a technical term, but it basically means each transaction is just a row in the database, and they don't know what it is. So if your client spends money on Uber, they just see UBER. They don't know what Uber is, right? Digits is a totally different architecture. We use what's called a vector graph data model. It allows us to build a semantic understanding of each business.
That's a big word. What does that mean?
Semantic means it has meaning, right?
Okay.
Like the data itself has meaning, so we understand the money flow of each of your clients.
Okay.
That's how our models get so good. The other big difference is everyone else is using LLMs, all of these third-party foundation models everyone talks about, right? GPT, Claude, Gemini, etc. Those are generative models. We largely don't use those because accounting is not generative, it's predictive.
Okay. What's that mean, generative?
So a generative model is just generating the next completion to the prompt. So the quick brown fox jumped right? Over the it's generating the next word, right?
Okay.
Bookkeeping is not generative. You don't want to generate a transaction, generate your chart of accounts, generate a debit and credit. You want to actually predict what they should be.
Okay.
And so we use a different branch of machine learning. These are predictive models. They are deterministic. And so if Digits books your transaction right this month, it'll book it correctly next month.
It doesn't make up a new one because it thinks it's different based on how the quick brown fox jumped last month.
Exactly. It can't hallucinate. That is the big difference. All the LLMs can hallucinate, Digits can't.
Now, I heard that they are getting better at not hallucinating.
That is true. Yes, they are definitely getting better. They're not getting better at bookkeeping, unfortunately. So we have done extensive benchmarking, including with Fable, which was the model that was released last week by Anthropic and then blocked. But we snuck in there and benchmarked it, and it is still only 80% accurate at bookkeeping, which, I don't know about you, but 80% is not very good at bookkeeping.
Right.
And so Digits, by comparison, we're up at 98% because of our different model architecture.
Great. And so who is the ideal customer for Digits?
So we sell to accounting firms. With accounting firms, they're a customer. We work for all of your small business clients. And so if you have a client base on QuickBooks or Xero, Digits is a great fit. And we deliver you massive capacity savings because we're automating, call it 80% of the time that goes into your month-end close.
Now, I have to be honest with you, everyone. I put a client on Digits, 4 years worth of statements.
Yep.
15 bank and credit card accounts.
Yep.
Both personal and business. Because she intermingled funds. You know how that goes.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to check this Digits thing out. You keep talking about this. So I threw it up and it's like, okay, deal.
Yep.
So actually, but Don and I are starting our own accounting firm with Digits, using Digits, and because we believe in what you're doing for the AI stuff that's coming out, because the future is here with artificial intelligence. And does that mean, though, because I think a lot of us are worried that it's going to take away our jobs. So, but what changes in the accounting profession now that AI has arrived?
Yeah, it is not taking away your job whatsoever, because again, as a business owner, I have worked with accountants across my 3 prior businesses. I was never hiring them to do data entry. Okay. Right? I'm hiring the accountant for the outcome, which is I need someone I can trust to use their judgment to do my books correctly, and then stand behind those numbers so I can convey them to my bank and my investors and my board and so on, right? The AI doesn't do any of that.
Right.
And so the AI saves you time so that you can spend it on what your clients actually want, which is the relationship and the advice and the trust you can build. And so I think this is purely empowering to the profession.
Right. I think we have to get, as accountants, we have to get better at conversations.
That is true, yes.
Which we were never taught in school.
Yes.
You know, we liked hiding behind the data, so now we have to get a whole new skill set of actually how to talk to people. And there is something called AI that if you have a question, you could ask AI how to better talk to people.
Right, that is true, exactly. It can help train you on that as well.
Because then that's the predictive model that will work well, right?
That would be the generative model. So if you want to write a client email or a nice cover letter for their financials, the generative models are great at helping you do that.
So you can use AI for all of your business, but the boring part of our business is now being done by predictive models.
Exactly.
Predictive models.
Yes.
I mean, can you imagine what we're going to do with all this time now?
It's going to be fantastic, I think. I mean, you can take on more clients, you can get time back and take a vacation. It totally depends. As we talk with firms, it's so funny because every firm has their own different goals. Right? It's like some just want the time back, some want to grow as fast as possible, and it's great because it'll allow you to do what you want to do.
Exactly. I think for so long we've been trapped behind the desk. We don't have any idea what we want to do.
Right. Yep.
Because all we're thinking about is getting that next payroll tax file, this tax return done, month-end close. Okay, by the time we get it done, we got to do it again.
Right. The month-end process started over.
We just finished the last one.
Yep.
I mean, I think we might take off 2 weeks in December.
Yep.
And then all we're doing is resting up for the January hell month.
Right, and then the race to April, and then
race to April, and then we take a day off April 16th, start again, starts over, and then you got the fiscal year ends to go.
There you go.
Oh my God! And payroll has to come in, and then there's sales tax every month.
Yep.
You know, oh geez, yes, it never ends for us.
It totally doesn't.
The client needs a loan.
Well, right, and then the client has a board meeting or investor thing and needs something special, and it's like, whoa, okay.
I mean, we're always putting out fires.
Yep, exactly.
But now we can have the data there.
Yep.
We can actually, and will it do this? We have a client that has a board meeting.
Yep.
And they want to know about the books.
Yep.
And I don't think maybe that when people don't like looking at financial statements.
Correct.
They don't know what they mean.
Yes.
So you as the accountant go in and can I go into digits and say, tell me what the 5 most important things we should talk about are. Put it in a report.
Yep.
That when I present to the board, I can talk about what all of this stuff means. Does digits do that for us?
It does. It helps you with all of the data analysis.
Okay.
So we give you all of the numbers. You can mouse over anything and be like, oh, why did my marketing spend go up? Oh, I see, because of this vendor or consultant I hired or whatever. We attribute it all the way down to the source information so that then you have the story to tell. So we basically tell you, hey, here's why expenses changed this month. Here's why revenue changed this month. And then you can bring in the context that you know from the business owner, what is important to them, what do you know is going on in their life, and so on. And so you can mirror your human context with digits sort of analysis and then present that.
Now, could you even go so far as to say, all right, here's their spend went up in marketing.
Yep.
If we continue along this path, we're going to go here. We need to do this, where we can actually do forecasting of how, if we keep what's going to happen with these different scenarios, will it do that for us too?
Yes, so we have a feature called Ask Digits, where you can type in questions and ask it to do stuff. And also, unlike ChatGPT, obviously math is important in accounting.
Yes.
We have fixed it. This took a ton of engineering work, but all the answers you get from Ask Digits are correct. And it's because it is using our financial modeling engine under the covers. Okay. So you can ask it, can I afford to buy another truck next year, or hire 5 more people, or whatever it might be, and it will do some basic forecasting for you based on your historical spend.
Right.
And so it'll help give you those answers, and then you can of course add your own analysis on top.
Great. Wow. I think that's the future of accounting, and we keep hearing about advisory.
Yes.
So it makes, I don't want to say advisory is easy, but it makes, to me, it gives me a comfort level of what I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, what am I seeing here? What am I going to tell them?
Yep.
Behind with your
with our insights and so on, it'll pull out the interesting things that then you can tell your story around.
Oh, I think that's magical, and that's what clients pay for.
100%. That is exactly what they pay for. That's what they want to pay for.
Right, and what they have always wanted to pay for.
Yes, exactly.
So I think as accountants, we need to reposition ourselves
Yep.
as people with insight, not just data entry people.
Ultimately, business owners are stressed, super busy, and by and large do not know finance or accounting. Right? You do not come to start a business because you want to run a business. Right? You want to make a product, offer a service, support your community, whatever it might be, and then you find yourself, oh my God, I have to run a business?
Right.
And so business owners hire accountants because they need someone to give them the peace of mind that this can be handled, this is okay, things are good. And so ultimately, if you can give your clients peace of mind, it's invaluable to them.
Right. I think there's three parts. To me, one business owner just might want peace of mind. He just wants to make sure everything's complied with the tax regulations.
Yep.
Then the next level up is, am I doing okay?
Yep.
You see anything weird?
Yep.
And then the third level up is, what are my possibilities that I want to have happen?
Right. Where can I take this?
Where can I take this?
Yeah.
You know, where do you see? And I think then you bring the client's goals, dreams, and ambitions in.
Yep.
Well, you want to have annual passes to Disney World.
Right.
You know, this marketing spend you just did, or that Starbucks bill,
right.
is going to delay that dream for a little while.
Yep.
But an AI can do that.
Totally.
Now,
totally.
I keep hearing about agents.
Yes.
So can they do agents? Like, okay, so I want to create a fixed asset policy.
Yep.
And I go, okay, my fixed asset policy is blah, 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 blah. So if you ever see Apple computer and if it's above this amount, can you create a fixed asset policy and put it in?
Yep.
Book the depreciation
yep.
at the straight line method.
Yep.
And is that what an agent would do?
Yeah, that's maybe one example.
Okay.
So yes, this example is actually built into Digits. So we automatically detect potential fixed assets, we draft the schedule for you, you can approve it and it goes in. But more broadly, the way to think of an agent is it is an LLM, so again, GPT, Claude, etc., running in a loop with access to tools. And so you give your agent a task, a goal, and you give it a set of tools, and then it's like, okay, how do I complete this goal? What's the first tool I should use? Great, I do that. Did I succeed at the task? Probably not. Okay, what's the next tool I use? And it literally runs in a loop until it completes the task.
Okay.
And so this is the power with agents because you're combining the sort of intelligence of the AI with the actual ability to do stuff, which is the tools.
So is it like the intern we don't have to pay?
Basically, yeah. I mean, in most tools, in most systems, you still have to pay the token cost, remember?
Yes.
That's another advantage with Digits because it all runs internally, so we control that for you.
Okay.
But yeah, you are basically giving it tasks like an intern, and it'll draft stuff for you and find stuff for you and surface it.
I think the challenge for us a lot of times is even thinking of things that an agent could do.
Yes.
Because we're so used to doing it ourselves.
Right.
You mean I can ask it to do it for me?
Right. So this is what's weird. There's a lot of products that basically give you a blank canvas, and it's like, here's the AI, ask it to do stuff. That drives me crazy.
Because I don't know what stuff.
Right, I don't know what stuff, and I don't need another person to manage.
Right.
And so instead, our approach with Digits has been, accounting is not rocket science, particularly the basic accounting.
Right.
Let's just do it. You don't need to ask Digits to please, can you reconcile this statement? All you do is give Digits the statement and it reconciles because it knows you need to reconcile it.
Well, I have to tell you though, Jeff, when I ask Digits and they do something, I always say thank you.
I appreciate that. It appreciates that.
And then
yes.
I just used a token up. My husband said, "How many coins did you spend today?"
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I said, "You mean tokens? Isn't that those coin things you have with hang on? No, those are called tokens."
Right. Exactly.
Calls them coins. Okay. Well, today something really kind of significant happened. All of us here at Scaling New Heights and all around the country and all around the world, we woke up to an email this morning.
Yes.
And that email said the price of QuickBooks is going up.
Yes.
We love those emails, don't we? And so the Digits booth has been crammed.
Yes.
Before the email went out.
Yes.
I think we need to hire another hall.
We were just talking. We have 4 demo stations here, and it is not enough. We need to somehow expand the booth.
Because all of a sudden, because they said in the email, if you've read it, that how great the things are and how we've done all these things, and all of us who use QuickBooks think it doesn't work.
Yep.
I remember asking Intuit Intelligence a relatively easy question, I thought. I asked it, what was the last invoice number I used?
Oh, nice. Excellent. Okay.
You think that would be pretty easy for the...
Right. You would think so.
And I knew the answer.
Okay. Yes.
So it came back with the wrong answer.
Oh, no.
And I said, that's not the correct answer.
Yeah.
And then it responds. Well, I thought you wanted the last date. No, how does the word date
Right.
translate to invoice number?
Right.
And I'm thinking, if I can't trust it to do something as simple as looking up the last invoice number.
Right. What are you going to trust it? Yeah.
I can't trust it at all. And then on the new bank rec screen, it says we can reconcile 3 times faster. Just upload your statement, and I do it. And I sit there and I go, okay, this is faster.
Yep.
And then I click back to the old experience and do it. Faster.
Wow.
And now, okay, you're telling me that this is better, and now you're going to charge me more money for something that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Which is why we are so excited about Digits, Don and I.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have been shocked by, obviously, the token costs across the board. So many companies are raising prices. This is honestly one of the big advantages. We've spent 6 years training our own models. We run our own models. All of our document extraction uses our own models. And so it makes it really powerful, but also very cost effective. And Digits is $100 a month. It's going to stay $100 a month. It's great.
$100. I mean, that's what, like $3 a day?
Yeah, exactly.
That's more
exactly.
than a Starbucks.
Yep. And if it saves you, I mean, you know your labor rates for your staff. If it saves you a couple hours a month, it's more than paid for itself.
Exactly. Now, a lot of clients are, QuickBooks works, or the whatever GL they do works. To change the boat in the water.
Mm-hmm.
My husband always says, well, the wristwatch is working. Why do I need another one?
Yep.
And I'm thinking, I like a challenge.
Yep.
And I'm like, why not change it? But a lot of accountants think like him.
Yes.
So what would you tell them about making the switch, or what's going to happen? I mean, what's the fear thing that they need to overcome?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history of the profession, it's actually been interesting. Accountants have really only selected their ledger twice, right? They picked their original desktop ledger, and then they picked their cloud ledger, and now this is the third opportunity to pick, okay, what's your sort of AI native ledger? And I do think it is a bit more existential now than it was, because prior, the work was the same. It just changed like where you were doing the work.
Right.
Here, it's actually the work is changing.
Right.
And the firms that are adopting are seeing such dramatic margin improvement, capacity improvement. They're ultimately going to outcompete the people who don't make the switch.
Right.
And so I do think we're seeing a lot of pressure this year, and like everyone has realized this now and is actively evaluating where to move their clients.
Right. It gets exciting. Is it difficult to do?
Oh no, it takes 5 minutes. Depends where you're coming from, super fast. We have importers for all different things, and yeah, you can move a client over in literally minutes.
And one of the great things about Digits too is your little help person.
Yes,
I
excellent.
love that guy. I mean, I love a guy or a girl. But when anytime you learn a new GL, there's a learning curve, and I keep, I know QuickBooks so well. I want to know Digits as well as I know QuickBooks right now.
Yes, totally.
And I keep thinking about, wait, when you started using QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop, you didn't know where anything was.
Right.
So you took the time to learn it, and you got better at it.
Right.
And then the only person I had to call, my brother used QuickBooks, I would call him.
Yep.
Or I would do it wrong, and I go, oh, you do it like that? And then same thing with online. So now with Digits, I asked that little chat guy.
Yes, amazing.
And I'm thinking, how long did it take to build that help thing?
So building the help center was a lot of work. Our customer service team spent a ton of time writing documentation for the whole product, and then we gave our AI access to it. And so now when you ask a question, it reads the help center for you and then answers the question.
Yes.
And so that's been a real superpower. And I do want to call out for everyone, not only is it built into the product, but if you do want to talk with a real human, we run live open office hours literally every day, every 24 hours.
That just changed. You used to have it once a week.
Yes, and now it's every day. Yes, exactly.
And when you first started, because I saw Digits, 3 years ago, you were here scaling. And I remember coming up and talking to you. I don't know if you
I remember that, yes.
You really
do?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I don't understand why, because you talked on stage about getting a bill and doing a bill, and I remember coming up to you and saying, why do we even have a bill?
Right, exactly.
And you went, you're getting it.
You get it, 100%. Because one person's bill is the other person's invoice, and they should just go through the same system.
Why do I have to even have all this stuff?
Yeah.
I think you were smart enough to meet us where we lived.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then you came back the next year, and I thought, I'm getting pretty excited. And then you were here last year.
Yep.
And Don and I did a broadcast from your with you. It was just fabulous. And you've been on our show before.
Yes.
And we just can't say enough. We just love Digits, and so I'm
appreciate
really excited.
that.
Rob What's Rob's position, Vice President?
Head of partnerships.
He's head of partnerships. I live near New Smyrna. He's coming to New Smyrna in July. I get to hang out with him in July.
Oh, amazing. That's excellent. All right.
I said, okay, you're not going to have to hang out with your family. You can hang out
Right,
with me.
right.
He goes, oh, good.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm really thrilled about that. But I just think where you're going is so impressive and powerful.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Do you have any words of wisdom for the people that are kind of scared about this? I'm going to ask one more question.
Okay, yep.
People hear a lot about it's not safe to have your data in this. What about the security? Blah, 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 blah. And I hear this from real top voices in this industry.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, anytime you tell an accountant something is not safe with their client's data, they panic.
Right,
All
totally.
right, well, this powerful voice said this.
Yep.
I'm not going to use it.
Right.
Because that's the excuse they give.
Right.
So what do you say to all the security about that?
Yeah, so we take security extremely seriously. I was head of product at Twitter. A whole bunch of our engineering team is ex-Google. Like, we are at the sort of top of the industry in terms of technical security. We are SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, all of these things. That is part of the reason we built and trained our own models, because we wanted to do all the core bookkeeping and document extraction work internally to Digits.
It's within the guardrails.
It's within our infrastructure, exactly. And so, yeah, we really limit what data we ever send out to third parties. So that we have taken it extremely seriously. There is no risk with things like Digits. I do want to call out, there is a risk with literally pasting your client's data into ChatGPT. I would not do that. I would use a dedicated system that has taken a disciplined approach.
Right, so the client that comes and says to us, because we're getting this question a lot,
Yep.
well, why do I need to pay you if I can have AI do it? We could come back with the excuse, well, if you want your data, we could put the fear in them.
You could. You could also say, because people have tried that, right? Like, you can sign up for Digits, and it'll, again, do 95% of the accounting. Keep in mind, that's the boring part of the accounting.
Yes.
All the hard part of the accounting is the 5%,
yes.
And the business owner quickly realizes they don't know accounting. And so you still need the accountant. And again, it's because of the trust and the verification and everything.
Right.
So, yeah, don't worry.
A lot of people think accounting and bookkeeping is easy. And I say, yeah, as long as you know how to do it, it is.
Right, exactly.
I said, well, you could probably do it yourself, but you could watch YouTube and build your own house.
Right.
Do you want to buy a hammer and nails and go do it?
Yep.
You're
exactly.
welcome to do it.
Exactly.
You have us, and then you can go live your life like you want.
And you can go run your business. Right, which is what you really should be doing, and not doing the accounting.
Exactly. Now, and that's important to be able to run your business better.
Right.
So get somebody to help you do it better.
Yep.
And Digits helps us do it better for the
you.
clients.
Exactly.
And everybody wins.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Great.
So you mentioned advice. I'd say the big thing we're seeing is some folks are hesitant about what their clients will think, and like, oh, is my client ready to move to a new solution? And what's really interesting to me is, like, business owners are risk takers, right? They started a business.
I never thought about that.
And they are using modern tools across their whole personal life. They have hired you because they trust you to guide them with the finances. It's your obligation to bring them into the future and not just sort of relegate them to the past tools. And so I would actually flip the conversation and be like, hey, I'm your mentor when it comes to finance. This is what's best for your business. Let's go do this together.
Right, and we'll do it together.
Exactly.
Because ultimately we want their success.
Right.
It's not after the GL product so much.
Exactly.
It's after their client success. We want to make it easier for them, easy for us, better for our employees, better for the world.
Yep.
And I think everybody wins.
Everyone wins. Exactly.
Wins because of Digits.
That's the hope.
But anyway, we're at time. I want to thank you for taking the time and talking to us today.
Deborah, thank you. This has been amazing.
Busy schedule. We heard the horns in the back.
Yeah.
Everybody's here in the vendor hall. There's people are gathered to get cookies and everything. But this was fabulous. Thank you so much.
This was awesome. Super fun.
We're so excited we're kind of really, when we saw that email from Intuit this today, we're like,
it's unbelievable timing. It really is.
Timing.
Yeah.
I hope they're going to bring more staff in. In fact, they gave Don and me a T-shirt. We're going to stand here. But thank
Let's
you so
go.
much again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great.
All right. Talk soon.